Hey everybody, I'm First Warren 5, Meteorologist Warren Sears. I hope you're having a good evening so far. You've probably noticed skies super dark to the west. Those thunderstorms that we were preparing you for the last few days now knocking on our doorstep here as we get into the heart of this evening. So definitely starting to see a few thunderstorms coming into our northwestern communities and counties, and then that'll spread in from west to east as we go through this evening. I actually want to cut back over to I think you can hear me now here. All this mammatus activity just shows a turbulent environment and atmosphere that we have. You usually can find this at the base of some thunderstorms. So we're actually seeing taller anvil clouds underneath that anvil from storms out west. I mean, it is just a really active and stormy last few hours for those around the Topeka area, down through the Flint Hills, down to Wichita, and even up near Manhattan. There's been a tornado on the ground to the north, and just really, again, it's kind of unfolding as we speak. So let's get to your forecast here. Push through the next few hours. That is going to be our active time frame. So it's not a very long duration of an event, but it is kind of our next thing that we're going to be watching out for here. So a tornado watch is in place for northwest Missouri, far northeast Kansas, and also for Jefferson, Douglas, Franklin, and Anderson counties. That's until 11. We still don't have any signs yet from the National Weather Service in Pleasant Hill or the Storm Prediction Center if that is going to get expanded. Again, we don't know just yet. They're talking through it right now, so we will let you know as soon as they decide to expand it or don't, or maybe issue a severe thunderstorm watch instead. But nonetheless, some strong thunderstorms here now approaching. So we'll show you our setup. It's a cold front, dry line combo. It's not much of a cold front, but it is enough to spark these thunderstorms. You notice today we have a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. It's very humid out there today, and our temperatures got into the lower 80s for a lot of us. So again, that was fuel for the fire as well.
We're on air right now, so if you want to wrap up.
Okay, sounds good. We're going to go ahead and continue this on our on-air products, and then we'll stream that as well. So I'll jump off, and we'll be back with you here in just a few minutes.
Be the most likely spot for the tornado if it's there. So moderate to strong rotation being picked up by the Doppler radar, just crossing over from southeast Nebraska into Holt County. This is extreme northwest Holt County in Missouri. This is 59 Highway. Here's Craig. It's northwest of Craig. I'd say it's just about the Corning area right now, and some big hail with that storm too. So let's put a track on this. It says it's moving no,
45 miles per hour.
moving east. We've got east here at 45. This one's kind of had more of an east track to it. So I think it is going to make an east run at, let's go 45. And if your community is in the track, we'll get you a time here. So Marietta School, that's essentially coming up here in about 5 minutes. Craig, if it were to take a southeastward jog, it could, Craig, you're in the warning. So we got to see if that's going to track more southeast or due east, kind of right along that county line. Mound City's a little bit further away, so we'll again see how it tracks, but I think it might go north of Mound City. Skidmore, a place that was hit by a tornado, what was that, last Friday or Saturday? We had one there, and then eventually Maryville, but the warning goes until 6, so that's well beyond the warning time, just giving you the full look there. Let's look at some towns closer to it. Craig, yes, Craig, you would be under the threat of this. Eventually maybe Maitland. Let's see if there's any other communities in here as we zoom in that could be in the path. It's somewhat rural up here. If you've traveled I-29 up to Nebraska, you pass through these communities right along I-29, and then it's rather rural up through here. So west of 59 Highway, here is Interstate 29. There's Corning, there's Craig, and then here's Maitland. Mound City, you're right there. I think the rotation at this point probably passes north of you. It's likely south of Fairfax and kind of straddles that line. We saw the hail too here. Let's go to that and see what it's looking like. Baseball size hail, monster storm there with the hail. There you go. So the hail's lagging a little bit behind where we're seeing the rotation, which is right about there. But hot on its heels is this. Let's see what it's putting out. We saw baseballs on the report. Yeah, I mean, you get 2.5 inch diameter hail, tennis ball to baseball size hail, be moving in toward that. Okay, so that's our tornado warning. Again, northern sections of Holt County in Missouri. Let's get back to the radar and see how it's looking. We're going to be waiting scans on this and just see, whenever you have a tornado warning, every single scan matters. You want to see where it's, how much has it jumped over the last time. All right, so we've got a camera view up here. What you're looking at on that camera view, can you tell me where that is, John? Seneca, this is out of Seneca. Say it one more time. Oh, Nebraska, this is our Nebraska Furniture Mart cam. Okay, so this is over on the northwest side of the 435 loop. We've got the mammatus clouds. If you can see that here, I'll try to point to that. These are mammatus clouds, and that's a sign. You get those whenever you have severe weather, which we've got a line coming through that we'll show you here in a moment. Also, not just the tornado warning, that warning right there, you see how it's got the hash marks with it? That is a considerable threat tornado warning. It's a special tornado warning. Let me get you the information with that. Just because, you know, there's the possibility of a tornado in there, and it does say tornado possible, but destructive hail is along with this system too. The same, it's one storm, but it's got two large threats with it. The winds here look to be about 60 miles per hour. Let's get a track on some of that hail too. I did not do that because baseball-sized hail is going to cause a lot of damage. So let's stop that. We'll go back to our hail tracker. I want you to know if you're out ahead of that, you need to know how long you got before it gets there. So let's put a track up here. This is just west. It's entering Corning now with that threat. I'll get at the leading edge of it. East at 45 is what this storm is doing. Go a little bit further than that. Let me redo this. I'm zoomed in a little bit too much. All right, let's do that one more time. Right at the leading edge of that hail, could be up to the size of baseballs. Big hail. Okay, so Lakeshore School, you could get baseball-sized chunks of ice falling from the sky. That would be coming in about 5 minutes. Craig, again, you're under the threat of the tornado and potentially huge hail. Burr Oak School, that would be at 6:30, so that'd be getting up on just 6:27, just under an hour or so from now. Do we have our storm tracker? Where is Betsy Webster in the storm tracker? She's got the storms that are moving in toward her, because it's not just that. We've got this big line here, and it will be moving toward the metro. Now, the question is, you do see little gaps in here. They're small, but this line generally expected to weaken a bit as it does move to the east. The atmosphere here is not quite as favorable, but it's going to take time for that line. It's basically all severe. Look at the size of this severe thunderstorm warning just west of Emporia. As that moves east, it's going to take time for it to fall apart. So there's a good bet that we at least have strong storms in the metro and areas that are all ahead of this line, and the possibility of severe weather. We could have large hail, we could have damaging winds, and some of these storms have been spinning, as we're seeing up here in northern Holt County in Missouri right now with this warning, this tornado warning that goes until 6. So we've got another, 17 minutes left on this. And this whole cluster is moving to the east, but not the whole thing is rotating. All right, Warren, let's go over to you. You've got the chat pulled up. Anything coming in from the National Weather Service? Have they seen this, or what's happening there?
So I don't have any sort of confirmation right now, but we do have an update that they just added, I think, the opportunity for baseball-sized hail within this. So it's likely strengthening, and so that hail core is becoming significantly large right now. And so obviously the tornado is very dangerous, but that is another side effect from this storm that can do some significant damage. So that is definitely crossing over. It has crossed the Missouri River now, and you can see on our reflectivity product here, this indicates when you see this bright pink color almost, that is your hail core right there. So right on the county line of Holt and Atchison on the Missouri side, just to the east of Corning. That would be where the large hail is falling from. When we diagnose these storms on radar, we can get a black outline to this tornado warning, and that would be an indication that we have a confirmed tornado. So right now, I'm not seeing anything that is confirmed. However, they are equally concerned about some significant hail. So another thing too, this is basically over 29, I-29, a very busy highway that does go up into northwest Missouri. So just north of Craig here on 59 up to Fairfax, please make sure you are in your tornado shelters, and also please just make sure that you are inside, away from windows. Baseball-sized hail can do so much damage to your roof, to your windows, to your car. We do not need to be in our car at all right now with a storm like this. Rotation is easy to see. Baseball-sized hail is something that is so hard and gets on you really fast. So those are two big concerns with that specific cell. And this is just a broken line to the north, more of a tornadic threat up here. But you go a little more to the south, and we're starting to see this turn into more of a linear event. That means the individual cells growing into a line. This will pose more of a stronger straight line wind threat. So two different parts of this event unfolding right now. So we'll definitely keep a close eye, Luke, on that tornado warning, and I'll let you know if I get any sort of indication. It looks like I just got one update here. Golf ball size hail has been observed already with that storm near Corning. And so that was the latest update that came in. But nonetheless, we think it's growing, and that could be even greater and up to baseball size. So please take shelter, and we will I'll look for some more updates or any pictures.
Thank you. Good analysis there, Warren. Thank you so much. Melissa, if you'd like, you could go over to the command center and see if you can find any videos, or we've got all of our cams. We'll see if we can find anything to show our viewers, because this is going to be approaching the coverage area, not the tornado warning, but the line that Warren just had mentioned. And within that, there you go. This is from Nebraska Furniture Mart. This is one of our cams that we have. This is a sign of potent weather moving through. Whenever you see these kind of looks like cauliflower upside down or little cotton balls all put together, that is a lot of instability in the atmosphere, and you only get that whenever you have really strong thunderstorms. So already getting that indication on the northwest side of the 435 loop. Again, this is over by the Legends, and this is our tower cam. Which direction are we looking here with the tower cam? Is this west? That's where these are going to be. Okay, this is northward, so the cloud's even spreading over there. We've got roughly 90 minutes or a little less, I think, before this line's going to be moving in. And something else that stands out, here, I'll zoom in on it here. We've got lightning here that is well out ahead of the rain. You know, a lot of times you think, oh, you only get lightning if you're in the rain and it's storming, but look out here by Leavenworth, all right? Leavenworth, these are strikes that are many, many miles out ahead of the main thunderstorm, which is back behind it. That would be positive lightning strikes. There are two types of lightning strikes, positive and negative. These strikes would be much more powerful than your typical lightning strike. Just know that. Just know if you're out right now and you're ahead of the storms and you're thinking, oh, well, we've got some time, these things are putting out a lot of lightning well out ahead whenever you're not even getting any rain, and it would be only about 5% of lightning strikes are like that, those positive strikes. So just wanted to highlight that. Let's get back
Luke,
on our tornado warning.
I do want to give you new information. The Storm Prediction Center and Kansas City for the National Weather Service are in communication about a potential watch that would then come out for portions of our area. We talked about that tornado watch right now that we have in the area, and then Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris had mentioned a few minutes ago that there is no severe thunderstorm watch or tornado watch for the metro area. Likely we're going to see some communication between the National Weather Service in Kansas City and the Storm Prediction Center discussing what we could do with this line as it continues to encroach on our area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Good info. All right, let me show you that. This is our tornado watch as it stands right now. We'll see how this gets extended, if it's going to be an extension of a tornado watch. Would it be a severe thunderstorm watch, as the atmosphere, again, isn't quite as unstable over the metro and the locations that aren't currently in it? We'll see. They may elect not to. The threat may be low enough that there's no watch issued. It's just something that's being monitored, like Melissa had just said. But where we have the tornado warning right now, northern Holt County in Missouri, that is under the area of the tornado watch and the atmosphere where storms are capable of rotating. Now, these storms out to our west, as Warren said, once they get into a line, they kind of share energy, and they're not as likely to become supercells and, you know, spin up tornadoes. It's not impossible, it's just less likely, so that's not as high of a threat. But this zone up here, northeast Kansas and northwest Missouri, that would be the highest tornado threat. So with that said, let's get back to our warning and see where the tornado most likely is now. I want to get you a fresh track. We've had an updated scan here. Get back to northern Holt County. It looks like it probably went past Corning now, most likely. So let's get the velocities on here. There it is. Now it's probably around Craig. It's between Craig and Fairfax. I would estimate that it is right east of 59 Highway. Here's 59 Highway, Corning. The rotation has passed you, Fairfax. The strongest part of the rotation is south of you. Here's Craig. It's very near Craig, maybe just northeast of Craig. That right there would be our tornado if we do have one. It has not been confirmed, but we are seeing indications on Doppler radar that it could be producing a tornado, or it could drop one at any point if it's not currently. So fresh track coming in, still moving east at 45. This warning goes for another 10 minutes. Let's go east at, there's right at 40, so it might be just a little bit quicker than this. Burr Oak School, 616. Skidmore, again, a town that has had a tornado here in the very recent past. Barnes School, that would be 639. Now, all of these here are past our warning. Our warning is only another 10 minutes, so we'll stop there and we'll see what happens. But if you're in the track of this, if you're up by Corning right now, get to your safe spot. That would be the lowest level of your house. If you don't have a basement, a lot of people don't have basements, get to an interior room, get away from windows, put as many walls between you and the potential tornado as possible. The velocities just came up. You saw the most recent scan there. You see the bright pixels? These bright pixels could indicate, hey, this could be tightening up a little bit. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me put the warning back on, see if there's any new information coming with it.
We do have now reports for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts just northeast of Corning, too. So we have confirmed hail with this storm, as well as 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So still radar indicated tornado at this time. No reports of tornadoes, but still producing damaging winds, as well as hail at this time. And then we're watching that potential for that rotation, as Luke was just talking about, with the reds and the greens meeting, indicating the rotation just now north of the Corning area.
Thank you, Melissa. It's a powerful storm. It's got it all. It's got the hail, it's got damaging winds, and it's got the potential to produce a tornado. Now, with this latest scan, that would be well east of Corning now. It'd be right along the county line on the very north side of Holt County. And that's so the only county that's included in the warning right now is Holt County, Missouri, the northern part. So you get north of that spot right there. And all this is under the severe thunderstorm warning, but it's not a typical severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see what some of these winds are clocking in at. And then I want to get another track on this updated scan. But let me kick off the warning and see what some of the Doppler winds are coming in at. They're not as high there, but some of these, sometimes you get winds that are higher at ground level even than what we're sampling upstairs in the atmosphere, which is what we'd be seeing here. So strong winds, potential tornado, northern Holt County. Let's get that warning back on, and the big hail. So let's get the scan, or the updated timing here with our new scan, and then I'm going to get back to the hail. So it's right about there. And we just gave you one, but I want to give you another one. Okay, so there's Skidmore. We're going to see if this can cross over into Nottoway County. Right now, we don't know that that'll happen, but if it does, we're going to stay with this. So Burr Oak School, that'd be 612. Skidmore at about 620. Maryville, you're way out there past where the warning is right now, but just to give you a heads up. Let's get back to the hail and see how that's looking. This thing was at one point, if you're just joining us, this big, the pinks and the purples that you see, that's up to baseballs. So northern Holt County is seeing high winds. They're seeing up to baseball-sized hail and a potential tornado. So that's our warning. So there's two warnings here, tornado warning and a severe thunderstorm warning. And this is moving along. It's right behind the greatest area of rotation, but let me tell you when you can get that. And then I'm going to zoom in on some, because this is going so far out past the warning. Craig, you've got the hail moving in. You may have just dealt with a tornado or had one nearby. And then Skidmore at 634, Maryville at 702. So that's getting out over an hour away. So I'll stop there. Now let's go in and investigate, kind of see some more towns in here that would be next in line. Maitland, and right along 59 Highway, there's 59 Highway, hail, big hail over I-29 at this point as of our most recent information from the Doppler radar coming in. So I-29 between northern Holt County, Missouri and southeast Nebraska would be terrible to be in. There's the updated, so you can see how the storm tracked. It went like this. It had a little bit of a northward jog between the last scan and this one, so that would put it right on that county line with up to baseballs being chucked out of that. All right, Warren, that's the latest with that tornado warning. Let's see what's happening with some of our storms. I see that we just had an update with the watch. Let's go to the watch.
Yes.
Yep. Oh, all right, go ahead, Melissa.
I have a graphic pulled up. So that severe thunderstorm watch is until midnight tonight. So the tornado watch still continues until 11 o'clock. This severe thunderstorm watch contains the Kansas City metro area and towards our northeastern counties as well. So half of our coverage area in that tornado watch, mainly in our western counties and portions of our northwestern Missouri counties. The rest of us in that severe thunderstorm watch until midnight tonight.
Okay, good info. Hey, we've got our storm tracker, our mobile storm tracker is out in Leavenworth right now, or at least headed in that direction. We've got the line of storms that's going to be moving toward her. If we've got the mobile storm tracker that we can show some live pictures, this is coming in. Is this the Leavenworth area still? We're on the move. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, this is Leavenworth. So we're getting signs of those lightning strikes that I just showed you that are well out ahead of the rain. That's happening in Leavenworth right now. No warnings moving into that area, but strong storms are punching toward there as this makes a run toward the east. Okay, this is toward Topeka, looking to the northwest. Looks like we have a lowering here.
Yeah.
Tough to tell if it's rotating. We would need to see it rotate to confirm that it's a wall cloud, because you get these things called scud clouds that can be low to the ground and they can be deceptive. We're pretty far away, but we definitely have a lowering, northwest of Topeka is what we're seeing.
And there's a warning there for that.
Okay, well that would make sense. So then it's definitely a wall cloud, and the whole storm's rotating, so we'd have a supercell there. Yeah, there it is. I see it on my radar, just northwest of Topeka. So we're going to watch that, because let's go to the radar. Here's Lawrence. Now, there's no warning for Lawrence right now, but just to show you the storm that is to the west in Topeka, or near Topeka, it's not in Topeka, that's tracking in this way. It's tracking to the southeast, and that could be approaching the storm, not necessarily the tornado warning. That lowering that we just saw could be getting close to portions of northern Douglas County and Lawrence. So we're going to be tracking that one as well. That's not our coverage area right now, but let's take a peek at that storm. And because I know that we've got people that have friends and family or students that are in Topeka. So let's check some of the velocities on that one. I'll put a pause on it. Yeah, it's west of Topeka. If there's a tornado well, we're seeing the live picture. It's not down, it doesn't look like, but that could drop a tornado at any point. Looks like it'd be northwest of Topeka, that spot right there, southeast of St. Mary's and northwest of Topeka. We're going to see what that does if it enters or gets closer to Lawrence or to northern sections of Douglas County. That's another storm that has our attention, as these are spinning in spots, especially up here, northeast Kansas and northwest Missouri. Those are the two hot zones right now for rotating storms. The rest of the line, as I go back to Doppler, is looking to be in spots severe. There are gaps. Not everybody that's going through this will see severe weather, but within that we have seen ping pong ball size hail. At times there were tennis ball size hail being thrown out of this, and then we had baseball. We have that most recently up in Holt County. So big hail is a potential, and some high winds up to 70 miles per hour within some of the strongest storms. Let's go to the metro now and see how far is this out. This line's generally moving at about 45 miles per hour. So that would put it here within the hour. So within the hour, by 7 o'clock, we'll have storms at least in our area. Will we fall into a gap in your backyard? It's possible. Again, not everybody will get severe weather, but the line is coming, and we'll see how long it maintains its strength. Okay, Warren, back over to you. What do you see? You're back with the velocities, I can tell, seeing what the Doppler winds look like up there with our tornado warning.
Yeah, let's check in on that tornado warning. Just north of Mound City here, your siren's definitely going off here in Holt County, but I just want you to notice we have some pretty bright spots here within our velocity product, which indicate strong winds heading towards and away from the radar here. So this is our best friend here when we're trying to see the rotation within some of the parent thunderstorms. So if we take a look, we do see, again, some pretty good rotation, but there's no confirmation with this specific cell as of now still that there's anything on the ground. This warning, if we back it up a little bit here, it is going to stay in effect for just a little while longer. So we'll see if they go ahead and extend it. And it's till 6. So I'm not. Usually if you get a minute or two away from the expiration of the warning, they oftentimes don't extend it, but we'll just have to see here. But if it were to continue on its track, those of you in Skidmore and Maitland, we need to go ahead and watch out for some of this rotation to be tracking here overhead. If we also take a little bit of a diagnosis down to our south, there's another tornado warning that's just out of our coverage area here. That was west of Muskota and in Atchison County on the Kansas side near Wetmore. Good news, I'm not seeing a lot of great rotation either with that. There's eyes on this specific cell though. There was a lowering wall cloud. So those are two hot spots to watch for, as well as this is now becoming a very active situation, kind of encroaching on our area. Luke.
Hey, thanks, Warren. All right, we just got word that tornado warning in Holt County, Missouri is going to be allowed to expire. So that means that the rotation has come down enough since we started tracking it that it no longer will maintain a tornado warning status, but we told you it had potential to produce baseball-sized hail. We're going to monitor that. We should be able to start the 6 o'clock news as that tornado warning expires. So we're going to go to that and also monitor all these storms as they're moving toward the metro. That's all coming our way. Okay, there we go. Tracking storms. We got it all. You just saw us break in for the tornado warning. Big line of strong storms moving our way in the metro and areas around. A new severe thunderstorm watch in play, too. We're going to break everything down for you and let you know when you can expect the storms in your neighborhood.
And the roads will be of concern for tonight's weather event. We'll check in with the First Warren 5 weather tracker throughout the newscast.
Plus, ahead of another active weather week, how Jackson County is alerting residents after some miscues over the weekend.
KCTV